Formant shifting is a common element in both automatic pitch correction plugins as well as manual pitch correction. Formant shifts allow you to correct the noticeable tonal shifts created from pitch shifting out of tune notes, and they're especially useful when transposing a note for harmonies. Formants are the meaningful overtones of the human vocal tract that make the human voice sound like a voice. When you shift vocal formants up or down, you're shifting the balance of the overtone series in the voice without affecting the fundamental frequency.
It's just a tragedy. You want it all, but you can't break free.
This allows you to deepen or brighten the voice without changing the fundamental pitch of the voice. Now, with many auto-tune style plugins, you can manually shift the formants or simply turn on an automatic formant correction. In Auto-Tune Pro, Artist, and EFX, you can turn on or off the automatic formant correction here. So for example, if you have a note that is really flat and Auto-Tune corrects the pitch and pitch shifts the note upward, this would normally shift the formants up as well, which would cause that note to sound brighter than it should. With formant correction turned on, Auto-Tune automatically compensates for an upward pitch shift with a downward formant shift, and likewise, it'll compensate for a downward pitch shift with an upward formant shift. This helps to keep the vocal tuning a bit more natural and helps keep certain notes from sounding unnaturally bright or dark based on how much vocal tuning was applied to them.
You want it all, but you can't break free. You want it all, but you can't break free. You want it all, but you can't break free. You want it all, but you can't break free.
Now, a slight formant shift in vocal tuning is actually pretty hard to hear. A formant shift on a vocal part that was transposed a full semitone or several semitones is going to be more obvious, but I'll save that for when I talk about creating harmonies. However, I'll play that example again a couple more times and listen into the high-range harmonics in her voice. You'll hear that with automatic formant correction turned off, you'll hear some of the notes are noticeably darker than others, and other notes that are brighter than others. So again, this is because the pitch correction without formant correction shifts the harmonic series of her voice equal to that of how it's pitch shifted. With formant correction turned on, the relative brightness or darkness of her voice is more balanced.
You want it all, but you can't break free. You want it all, but you can't break free. You want it all, but you can't break free. You want it all, but you can't break free.
The classic mode in Auto-Tune Pro turns off formant correction and flex tune, and this emulates the style of tuning in older versions of Auto-Tune.
Tell me that you see it. Can you feel it? Can you hear it call your name? It's a broken world. Tell me that you see it. Can you feel it? Can you hear it call your name? It's a broken world.
Manual formant shifts are often marked as throat controls. This is because a larger throat size results in a deeper, more masculine tone.
You give me life.
And a shorter throat size results in a brighter, more feminine tone.
You give me life.
I find it really helpful to apply a tiny little formant shift toward a larger throat size for singers that have a bit of a nasally character in their singing tone.
You give me life. You give me life. You give me life. You give me life. You give me life.
This really helps to smooth out their vocal tone a bit. Nectar has a formant shift and formant scale knob. Why do we always have to say goodbye? Do we always have to live and die? Can't we live this life for each other? If you turn on the formant option, this turns on the automatic formant correction, and the scale knob controls the factor by which the formant correction is made. So you can set this to more or less formant correction for each note. So it's a variable control here. Why do we always have to say goodbye? Do we always have to live and die? Why do we always have to say goodbye? Do we always have to live and die? Can't we live this life for each other? Now, I'm not done with formants and formant shifts yet. I'll talk more about these in later videos when I cover manual vocal tuning and creating artificial harmonies.